Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And boy, oh boy, we have an interesting episode for you guys here today that you definitely want to stick around for, so make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, let me just get straight into this. Back in 2016, the Cleveland Cavaliers were facing the Warriors in the NBA Finals. And that was the year that the Golden State Warriors had actually gone 73-9. And in game 4 of that series, an incident on the court took place between Draymond Green and LeBron James. And that incident resulted in a decision that to this day, many NBA fans believe, even some NBA analysts believe, had a series-changing effect on the matchup between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. In Game 4, with 3 minutes left to go in that game, the Cavs were down 96-86. They were trailing the Golden State Warriors by 10 points, and they were down in that series 2-1. Then Draymond Green got into an altercation. He got tangled up with LeBron James on the court with 3 minutes left to go in Game 4. LeBron was standing up. He said LeBron tried to walk over him, and then Draymond Green, hit LeBron in the sensitive region, and he got a flagrant one. Subsequently, after that event took place in the court in Game 4, the NBA decided that they were going to suspend Draymond Green for Game 5. Now, why do a lot of people feel like that move was so crucial and it changed the series of events? Why? Because after they lost Game 4, they went down 3-1. And if you have Draymond Green, the Warriors have all the momentum. Chances are they would have closed them out in Game 5. That's what a lot of people think. They thought that they were going to get closed out, but because they lost Draymond Green, maybe they lost some of the momentum. And momentum is a real thing in professional sports. And some people feel like it really changed that series. And it was a ruling that the NBA put out that a lot of NBA fans to this day still don't really quite understand. And I mean, you're going to suspend a guy for a flagrant one? And then some people have speculated, like Skip Bayless and others, it wasn't really what he did. It was what he said. And this person from the NBA office, whatever. It already happened. But during a recent sit down that Draymond Green had an interview, I believe it was with the show, Check In with, with Big U. I think he spoke about it. And what we want to do is we want to read what Draymond Green had to say, when he was asked if he would do things differently. But before we get into his comments, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So let me read what Draymond Green had to say in response to that incident. He said, "I cost us a championship. I'm fine with that. I can take that on the chin. No problem. I own up to my mistakes. Would I do it again? 1,000%. That's what Draymond Green had to say when he was asked about it. And what I want to do is I want to read what someone who read that tweet on Twitter, what an NBA fan had to say. He said, "Someone should explain to Draymond what owning up to a mistake means. If you do the same thing again, knowing it would cost you a championship, why even bother? This whole quote makes no sense, and I've got a deep respect for Draymond and the Warriors, but this ain't it." So you heard what that person had to say. And you know what? To be quite honest with you, I don't think I could have said it any better. Why would you not have regrets about something that clearly hurt your team? It's not like as if, we're speaking about this subjectively. Like, okay, the Warriors, one guy says the Warriors won, the other guy says no, they lost. No, the Warriors lost. That is the fact of the matter, right? It's not like as if this is an opinion. We're talking about opinions. They lost that series. They lost. So it's not like as if you say, well, maybe you look at it. No, that was actually what transpired. Now, I can understand the line of thinking that says, I wouldn't change anything because all of my decisions led me to where I am, right? So if you become successful and someone is interviewing you in your 50s and they ask you, they say, hey, if you're looking back, is there anything you would do differently? And you can say, hey, no, well, you know what? I think I would do everything the same because all those decisions I made got me to the point of where I am right now. Now, that makes sense if you believe that you couldn't have achieved anything more, or if you couldn't have done things a little bit better than where you presently find yourself. I understand that. I get that. But I think it's safe to say that there are many things, many things we have said and we have done that if we had a chance, we would do those things and say those things differently. I think a lot of people watching this show right now would agree with that. It's a human thing. It's a human thing. That is, it is not a weakness to show regret. It's not a weakness. It shows wisdom, and it shows a certain amount of self-awareness to say, hey, wait a minute. Even though my ego doesn't want me to say I'm wrong, the fact of the matter is I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Even asking someone for forgiveness is a sign that, you know what, I did this wrong. And there are many things we have said to people that I know a lot of us would say, you know what, I wish I didn't say it that way. It could be to our kids, it could be to our parents, it could be to our friends, it could be to a stranger. It's happened to me. It has happened to me. There were times, give you an example. One time I was running and I was in deep thought, and I was running in this direction, and a guy was pushing his stroller, and the guy saw me coming, right? And I'm running in a particular direction because the road is a certain way, and the guy just kept on coming in my direction, and I'm like, this guy. And he's pushing, and he sees me coming, and I'm like, all you have to do is just maybe slow down a little bit. Let me just run past, because you know how hard it is when you're running at a certain speed to stop and then pick up. It takes a lot of energy. And the guy run, and then as I'm getting to the point, we just meet, and I just blurt out, "Come on, man! Like, come on!" The guy keeps going. As soon as I went past, I immediately regretted that I said that. Immediately. I knew it was wrong to have that type of reaction. It was just not necessary. I could have just swerved around him. I could have slowed down. That wasn't necessary. That was a moment of regret. You're not a bigger person for knowing you did something wrong and still holding on to it. All that is just ego and pride. That's all that is. So I think the takeaway from all of this is that we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We can all learn from our mistakes. And I think that if you asked the Golden State Warriors coaching staff if they wish things could have gone differently, trust me, they'll say we wish Draymond didn't get suspended. If you ask the Warrior fans that support the team by watching games, getting TV packages, buying tickets, buying jerseys, people that are invested in the team, not just with their mouth, but actually with their hard-earned money, I think if you ask them, did they wish Draymond Green didn't get suspended? I think they would also say, we wish he didn't get suspended. So for Draymond, I just think that's a bunch of talk. That's just pride and ego, man. So these are my thoughts and opinions of what I want to know from you guys. What do you think about this situation? What do you think about what I had to say? And whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comments. Oh, by the way, I didn't just regret it to myself when I said, man, I wish I didn't react that way today. I actually asked God, like, God, please forgive me for doing it. I did. I'm not afraid to ask the Lord for some damn forgiveness. Catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.